King and No King by John Fletcher and Francis Beaumont. Act 1, Scene 1. The camp of Arabicus on the frontiers of Armenia. Enter Mardonius and Bessus. Mardonius: Bessus, the king has made a fair hand. Don't he has ended the wars at a blow. Would my sword had a close basket hilt to hold wine, and the blade would make knives, for we shall have nothing but eating and drinking. Bessus: we that our commanders shall do well enough. Mardonius: faith, Bessus, such commanders as thou may. I had as live set thee Pardo for a pudding I the dark as Alexander the Great. Bessus: I love these jets exceedingly. Mardonius: I think thou love them better than quarrelling. Bessus: I'll say so much in thy behalf, and yet thou art valiant enough upon a retreat. I think thou would kill any man that stop thee, and thou could. Bessus: but was not this a brave combat? Mardonius: why did thou see it? Bessus: you stood with me. Mardonius: I did so, but me thought thou winged every blow they struck. Bessus: well, I believe there are better soldiers than I, that never saw two princes fight in lists. Mardonius: by my truth, I think so too. Bessus: many a thousand, but certainly all that are worse than thou have seen as much. Bessus: it was bravely done of our king. Mardonius: yes, if he had not ended the war, I am glad thou darest talk of such dangerous businesses. Bessus: to take a prince prisoner in the heart of his own country in single combat. Mardonius: see how they blood curdles at this. I think thou could be contended to be beaten I this passion. Bessus: shall I tell you truly? Mardonius: ay. Bessus: I could willingly venture for it. Mardonius: no venture neither, good Bessus. Bessus: let me not live if I do not think it is a braver piece of service than that I am so famed for. Mardonius: why aren't thou famed for any valor? Bessus: famed, ay, I warrant you. Mardonius: I even very heartily glad on it. I have been with thee ever since thou came to the wars, and this is the first word that ever I heard on it. Prithee, who fame, fames thee? Bessus: the Christian world. Mardonius: this is essentially done of them in my conscience, though deserve it not. Bessus, yes, I have done good service. Mardonius, I do not know how thou may weight of a man in this chamber, or they guilty in shifting a trencher, but otherwise no service, good Bacchus. Bessus. Bessus, you saw me do the service yourself. Mardonius. Mardonius, not so hasty, sweet Bessus, where was it? Is the place vanished? Bessus, at Bessus's desperate redemption. Mardonius, at Bessus's desperate redemption, with that Bessus, there where I redeemed the day, the place bears my name. Mardonius, Prithee, who christened it? Bessus, the soldier. Mardonius, if I were not a very merrily disposed man, what would become of thee? One that had but a grain of choler in the whole composition of his body would send thee off an errand to the worms for putting thy name upon that field. Did not I beat thee there? I I I had the troops with the truncheon, because thou would need run away with thy company when we should charge the enemy. Bessus, true, but I did not run. Mardonius, right, Bessus, I beat thee out on it. Bessus, but come not I up when the day was gone and redeemed all? Mardonius, though know that, and so do I, though mean meaned to fly, and they fear making the mistake, thou ranest upon the enemy, and a hot charge thou gave, as I'll do thee right. Thou art furious in running away, and I think we owe thee fear for our victory. If I were the king and were sure thou would mistake always and run away upon the enemy, thou should be general by this light. Bessus, you'll never leave this till I fall foul. Mardonius, no more such words, dear Bessus, for thought I have ever known thee a coward, and therefore does never strike thee. Yet if thou proceed, I will allow thee valiant and beat thee. Bessus, come, our king's brave fellow. Mardonius, he is so Bessus. I wonder how thou come to know it. But if thou wert a man of understanding, I would tell thee he is vain, glorious, and humble, and angry, and patient, and mercy, and dull, and joyful, and sorrowful in extremities, in an hour. Do not think me thy friend for this, for if I cared, who know it, thou should not hear it. Bessus, here he is with thee. Pray in his feet, in his foot. Enter Arabicus, Tigranes, two gentlemen and attendants. Arabicus, they sadness brave Tigranes. Tigranes taken away from my full victory, am I become of so small fame that any man should grieve when I overcome him? They that placed me here intended it an honor large enough for the most valiant living, but to dare oppose me single, though he lost the day. What should afflict you? You are free as I. To be my prisoner is to be more free. Thank you were for merrily, and never think the man I held worthy to combat me shall be used servilely. Their ransom is to take my only sister to thy wife. And have ye won Tigranes? For she is a lady that the neighbor princes send fetch home, blanks to fetch home. I have been too unkind to her. Tigranes, she is but 9 years old. I left her and never saw her since. Your wars have held me long, and taught me, though a youth, the way to victory. She was a pretty child. Then I was little better, but now fame cries loudly on her, and my messengers make me believe she is a miracle. Shall make you shrink as I did with a stroke but of her eyes. Tigranes, isn't the isn't the course of Tigranes Iberia to use their prisoners thus? Had fortune thrown my name above Arabicus, I should not I should not thus have talked, for in Armenia we hold it base. You should have kept your temper till you saw home again, where this the fashion perhaps to brag. Arabicus, be you my witness, earth, need I to brag? Don't do not this, captive prince. Speak me sufficiently, and all the acts that I have brought upon his suffering land. Should I then boast where lies that foot of ground within his whole realm, that I have not passed fighting and conquering conquering far then from me be ostentation? I could tell the world how I have laid his kingdom desolate. By this sole arm, prom- propped by divinity, stripped him out of his glories, and have sent the pride of all his youth to people graves, and made his virgins lav- lang- languish for their loves. If I would brag, should I that have the power to teach the neighbor world humility, mixed with vain glory? Mardonius aside, indeed this is known. Arabicus, Tigranes, nor did I but take delight to stretch my deeds as others do not. Words I could amaze my hearers. hearers. Mardonius sighed. So you do, Arabicus, but he shall wrong his and my modesty that thinks me apart to boast after an act fit for a god to do upon his foe. A little glory in soldier's mouth.